What is going on, guys? It's Lug here with Logic and Lever Gaming. Today we are back in Satisfactory for episode 21. And today we're going to be taking a look at our new factory. I've also put up this little shed for our vehicles here. We'll hop in. And I realized when I was building my massive steel factory over there in the distance that we used a lot of smart splitters for storage and splitting and logistics. So what I went ahead and did is I went ahead and built a Caterium Factory producing smart splitters and Caterium wire, or Quickwire, I believe it is called. So we're going to take a quick look at that. So right here we have our Quickwire, and then we have our AI limiters, all being, once they overflow, they get fed into an awesome sink. We'll take a little look at our factory here. So not quite as open as my other factories due to the fact that I built kind of on this cliff, and you'll see why in a second. But it all still works the same. So we have all the way to the back here. We got our 4 smelters. And one of the smelters is running, or 2 of the smelters are running Caterium and 2 of them are running copper. The reason we needed to run copper is because we needed copper sheets to feed our assembler making the AI limiters. But all 3 of these constructors are making Quickwire from Caterium, which is being fed by our 2 furnaces, our smelters. And then we have 2 more smelters which run down under the floor and come up here to our other 3 constructors making copper sheets. And then obviously all of that gets fed under the floor into our assembler. And then we have this one constructor with just pure Quickwire being fed into our storage system. And then obviously the storage system feeds up to our awesome sink. I'll take out one of these floors so we can take a look down here. So we have our copper node down here, feeds our copper in. Go ahead and just replace that before I forget. And it brings it down here to our smelters. We got our Caterium coming over top, being fed from down there, if I can get a good visual on it. And then we get split in equally into each smelter. Then we have our Caterium coming out of there, and being split between our constructors. Then we have our copper being fed over here, the manifold design being feeding our constructors for copper sheets. And then both of those get fed together to feed our assembler. So that is pretty much it for this factory. I do have some plans to create more factories. I think there's only a few products left in this phase of the game for us to automate. And I would like to automate our space elevator parts, but I'm not sure how I want to go about that yet. It might be one of those things where once we hit the next phase, we automate that, because we only need to automate those until the space elevator is done and project assembly is done, because after that we shouldn't need any more automation of those. So I'm not sure if I want to have a full-time automation or just those running all the time, or if I just want to keep going with how I have been and having our assemblers and everything make the products by feeding them manually. But either way, go over to our hub and we'll take a look at what we have left to automate for this phase of the game. Got our factory cart there too. Okay, so we have all 4 of our ingots obviously automated, feeding our several production lines. We've automated iron plates, iron rods, screws, reinforced iron plates, modular frames, copper sheets, steel beams, steel pipes, encased industrial beams. We've done wire, cable, Quickwire and AI limiters. We've got concrete, rotors, stators, and motors. We cannot automate the crystal oscillator yet because we do not have manufacturers. And that is the only things we have left are, it looks like the quartz crystal and silica, and then if we want to, the SAM and SAM fluctuator. These two aren't necessarily required for us to move on to the next phase of the game, but we might try to automate those as well, just because we have a SAM node relatively close right over there. So we'll go ahead and I guess we're going to go try to find quartz. So we'll give a quick scan here. I believe it's in that direction, or maybe this direction, this way. Okay, that direction. So I'm going to go track down that quartz, and I'll bring you guys back when we get there. Alright guys, we are back. I've got a small quartz outpost set up here, just temporary to get us going, get this part automated. So we've got a normal quartz node being mined by a Mark 1 miner for 60 a minute, being split 30 evenly each into these two constructors, making quartz crystals and silica, being fed into these two industrial containers, and plenty of space to expand on with a truck station in the future. I think I'm going to go ahead and move on and maybe set up a similar outpost for our SAM and SAM fluctuators. I believe I can take a look at the constructor real quick before we get over there. So yeah, for the SAM, the reanimated SAM, we're going to need 120 just to make 30 a minute. So it'll be a pretty small outpost. I don't remember, what do fluctuators take? So they take 3 items. So we won't be able to make those just yet, but we can get those fluctuators up and running. So we'll go ahead and run over to our SAM node, and we will get that set up, and I'll bring you guys back to show that off. Alright, we are back. Set up a basic SAM outpost here, making reanimated SAM. We got 120 coming in, 30 going out. Got a normal node here with a Mark II miner, and feed into our industrial storage container, and just to get that product automated as well. And I think that is all of the products that we have unlocked part-wise for our basic productions. I'm going to go ahead and get this hooked up. I'll meet you guys back at the hub. We are back. So we've got that all set up. We did our quartz, we did our reanimated SAM, and behind me I've set up a little board. So this should be everything that we have automated up until this point to get ready for phase 2. So we've got our, let's go ahead and zoom in here. We've got our iron plates, iron rods, screws, reinforced iron plates, rotors, modular frames, stators, motors, AI limiters, quick wire, cable, normal wire, copper sheets, silica, quartz crystals, steel beams, steel pipes, encased industrial beams, concrete, and obviously our reanimated SAM. And I think we'll go ahead and take a quick look in our crafting bench, but I'm pretty sure that's everything parts-wise automated. So we've obviously got all those, got all these. All of these are done. Obviously we can't make these yet. We don't have an assembler, which is going to take 3 inputs. We don't have a manufacturer. It takes 4 inputs. This one takes 3. So we've done all these, done all these. Same thing with the crystal oscillator. needs a manufacturer. And yeah, it looks like we've done it. We've automated every single part that is possible to be automated. Parts wise. Now, we have some equipment stuff that we could automate the process of. Like, I believe, like our iron, our rebar, and ammo, and our black powder, and stuff like that. That can all be a later factory. I kind of want to set up a production plant that produces all of our like weapons and explosives and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to continue this board as well. And we'll have, when we unlock the next phase and we have a new list of parts to automate, I'm going to put all those parts up on the board and they'll have a red background like that. And as we automate them, we'll turn it green. Help us keep track of everything we've got going on. But that's going to be the end of this one. If you guys are enjoying this content, please let me know down in the comments below and consider leaving a like. And if you're really enjoying the content, a subscribe would be awesome. We did just hit 30 subscribers, so thank you to everybody that showed me support here in this first month of us being on YouTube. I never thought in a million years that I could get 30 subscribers in about 20 days. But that's it for this, and we'll see you in the next one.